Do you ever feel like your camera rig is just a bunch of messy cables? Well, what if I told you you can not only monitor but also control all of your camera settings with one single cable? For as long as I've been using external monitors, I have always wanted to be able to control all my different camera settings. But I've always been stuck with two different problems. One, it just monitors and does not control any camera settings. Or two, it is a proprietary system that works with one brand and one single camera. But recently, I just discovered a setup that changes everything. And I'm going to show you how it works, how you can do it, and why this might be the most efficient, cleanest setup for all creators. So you may be asking, why is this one cable idea and theory even a big deal? Call it first world problems if you want, but as creators, we are extremely good at finding the fastest, most reliable and easiest way to get a job done. And as of now, the normal way to mount an external monitor onto a camera rig is just really awkward and clunky. You either need one cable for video feed, that's an SDI cable or HDMI cable, and then if you want to change settings you have to go back to your actual camera screen because you will only see an image on your external monitor, because what we are actually after here is something that has the same design language as the in-camera monitor, gives us all the settings that are inside the camera, and finally I think I may have found the answer. This is a happy accident as it's two different developments and they finally come together, and when you use them and pair them, everything just clicks. For today's video, I have actually partnered with Axon because the most important part of this video is their brand new M7 and M7 Pro 7-inch monitors. These monitors are super solid filmmaking external monitors with colour accuracy that beats anything around their price point. I have actually done a full review on these monitors already, which I will link at the end of this video. But here is the really key part of these two monitors. The M7 and M7 Pro monitors are designed and run on the Android operating system. This means that we can install any apps designed and built for an Android operating system. This opens up so much functionality. I'm finding out new things to do with these monitors every single day. For shot lists and mood boards to quickly swap between your camera's image and your pre-production documents on set while you are shooting. In theory, I've not tested this, but you could even install timecode or slate apps on your external monitor mounted on your camera, which brings us perfectly onto the second piece of the puzzle. In recent years, camera manufacturers have been pushing really hard in putting a lot more functionality into their camera control apps. The ones I use the most are the Sony Monitor and Control app and the Lumix Flow app. Both of these are really good, but I'm pretty sure that all the manufacturers are doing it right now, or it'll be really soon, will also be pushing out similar apps. And the best part of all is because the software on the device will be made by the exact same people that make the software in the camera, it pretty much gives us all the control we could ever wish for. Take the Sony Monitor and Control app for example. With this app, I can change all the stuff you would expect, like ISO, white balance, all that sort of stuff. I can even use AF lenses to tap to focus, and it's really snappy and fast with no lag. You can even turn them into manual focus and manually pull focus on your external monitor. And in the case of Sony cameras, it also adds tools like false color that pretty much all Sony cameras outside of the Venice do not have, and that is perfectly mapped to the pitch profile that is selected in your camera, allowing it all to be done via one singular cable, and that one monitor can be moved across multiple different manufacturers. Most of my testing has been done inside that Sony app, as I do think it's my favourite and most refined, but as I mentioned, all the other manufacturers are just catching up, and in theory we can just install any of the different apps from the manufacturers that have them, and as they get released, as they pretty much all do them for Android. So let me show you in 3 simple steps how all this is actually possible. It is super easy to do and takes less than 5 minutes. Step 1, you need to head over to the apkmirror.com. We need 2 separate files from this website, and the first one is the APK Mirror installer, which basically allows us to install Android apps. The second one is going to be the actual app file. In this case, for this demo, I will use the Sony Monitor and Control app, and I will link both of these files in the description below. Step 2, we need to put both of those downloaded files onto an SD card. We then take that SD card, place it inside the M7 monitor, then on the monitor, go to your Files app and open the APK Installer app. This will install it and allow us to install any Android app. Open it up and then open the other file, which is your manufacturer's app, and it will install that. Step 3, it gets even easier here. We plug a USB cable into our camera, then plug the other end into the monitor. Just make sure to plug it into the USB 3.0 on the side of the monitor and not the 2 USB-C ports on the back. Once you've done this, the app on the monitor should find the camera. You should be able to press connect and you are done. There are some caveats here though, and I think what actually really matters is how usable this is in the real world. So let me share my experience, how this has been on some projects. The M7 monitor as a device is kind of designed to be like a tablet or an iPad, but the difference is it's going to have a really colour accurate display. Every single monitor in Axon's factory is custom calibrated, and when you buy one you get your little piece of paper showing you exactly what was changed on that monitor, and that adjustment LUT is loaded inside your device. But just because it is designed like an iPad, it means the battery life is excellent and the touchscreen is extremely responsive. We use our phones all day long, and then something I always notice is when we go to an external monitor on a camera, they're just really unresponsive and you're constantly double and triple pressing, and all that goes away because of the way they have designed this monitor. The lag over the USB-C cable felt identical to HDMI. To my eyes, just there, really using it on set, I could not tell a difference. But where I could tell a difference was when using the USB-C cable into the Sony app. It was a tad softer than when I use an SDI or HDMI cable into the monitor's own Axon C proprietary app. And in terms of power, the Blackmagic Pixus monitor, and the way that works is it draws power from the camera battery to power the monitor. And I was kind of hoping I could get that to work with the M7, but it's totally the opposite, and I think it makes more sense. The thing with a Pixus or like an Ursa Cine using a V-mount or a BPU battery, I guess they are much bigger batteries. But when you are trying to achieve the same thing with a mirrorless camera, with the captivity of them smaller batteries, that may be a bad idea, as the monitor might drain the battery a lot faster. But what happens in this case with the M7 monitors is they actually send power from the 2 NPF battery slots on the back of the monitor to the camera itself, and they're hot swappable, and you can kind of use the one inside your camera to keep your camera turned on, etc. There are many benefits. The one negative, if I was being really picky, is you can't like deep dive into the really deep settings yet, but I guess as the manufacturers of the apps released more updates, we will get more features. This is definitely going to be something I add into my own workflow. I believe it works best with mirrorless cameras just because they have such small displays, that having a bigger monitor that you can see better focus and white balance, and that also feels like an extension and be able to control all the settings, is just going to make better videos. And do not forget that the M7 monitors are really good standalone monitors with way more features than I've touched in this. And if you want to find those features out, watch this video here.